So, the Yak-3 Premium for the French tree. I have done a video on this before, if you're wondering why I'm doing another one. This is some decent footage, and my last video was quite short. As it's a bank holiday, thought I'd upload another video, and this is some old footage, which I really need to make some space on my PC now. So, thought I'd release this one as well this week, so 2 videos this week. Then you can see me heading for my first target here, which is the Sterling. It gets for a little bit of a head-on kind of thing, and I do get a critical hit, but I think it's just the enemy gunner, which I have rendered unconscious. I do see all the enemies there in the distance, and I do what we all typically do, and I do want to finish off that Sterling over there. But as I'm looking around, I can see that there's a couple of Spitfires around, and the likelihood is that someone else on my team will chase that Sterling, and I don't want to chase him and then end up with the Spitfires on my tail. So I can see there's a couple of Spitfires taking a dive, and I'm looking to try and make them my main target now really. So I'm starting a little bit of a slight dive, and what I was thinking right here is if the Sterling turns in, I'll shoot him. If not, I will go for one of the Spitfires. Teammate is in need of cover down there, and there is a 0 on that Sterling, which I got a critical on earlier. So I decide to loop around here and try and help my teammate down there with the Spitfire. Do start a little bit of a dive, but with this plane it does pick up speed very quickly, and it will rip. It's quite an easy plane to rip, but for a plane that's jack of all trades, I'd say the main disadvantages in it is just its rip speed, with how quick it picks up that speed, but also the limited ammo. Luckily I don't have to go back to base in this clip, but yeah, continuing the dive a little bit, I see this B-25. I do decide to go for him, as I don't want his gunner shooting me when he's flying by, if I'm in a duel. So get a critical hit and aircraft destroyed for the first kill. I continue my dive down, heading towards Spitfire. As you can see, I am on 0 throttle, and I am touching the red line, so I'm just being a little bit careful here, trying to level out a bit. Push my throttle up a little bit just so I can try and catch that Spitfire, and luckily he goes vertical, so I'll pop a few shots and off goes his tail, and that is kill number 2. So I'll slightly manoeuvre here, I'm just keeping up my airspeed. And I can see that the P63 is diving on my teammates. He is somebody that I do want to try and take out, however I know if I go for him right now, that Spitfire will see me as a juicy target. And you can see, well, he sees me as a bit of a juicy target anyway, so I know he's going to come for me, so I start a slight dive. I'm just waiting for him to close the distance here. And just as he's closing the distance, I turn in, making it harder for him to get his guns on target, and I take it into the vertical. Spitfire drops down, but he didn't dive straight down on me, he turned around first, and he should have kept it in a bit of a rate for it there, but he drops down, taking it into a little bit of a dive, which lands me perfectly on his 6. He tries to manoeuvre around after I land a couple of hits, but unfortunately he kisses the ground for kill number 3. So it's a few seconds until the next engagement, so I'll just cut out here until we do get into the next engagement. But I'll catch you when we find our next opponent. So here we are, found our next opponent. It did only take about a minute, if I'm honest, of just flying straight, but it is an XP50. I'm going at about 400 kilometers an hour right now, and he's a lot lower than me. So I do believe right now that I will have the energy advantage. So I just turned to the side, putting myself into a slight climb. Moving up gradually to a 15-degree climb. I'm just seeing how quick he closes the distance really. And as I put it into a 20-degree climb, just pitching my nose up, he takes a few shots and misses. So I start the dive, and he pulls up. Looks like he tries to get a bit of a head on. Realises last minute that he's not going to get there in time. Take a few shots, and off goes his wingtip for kill number 4. And just as I turn around, we see the Sterling from the start of the game, which I did get a critical hit on. So just diving down right now and take a few shots. Unfortunately, I only get a critical hit and it says I damaged his right flap. I continue straight for a little bit because that dead XP50 there might not be dead, but he does crash into the ground. So I start to set up for another pass on the Sterling. The thing is with these guns, I think the Berezins and the Shavaks sometimes, with only one Shavak, it doesn't really seem to damage bombers that well. It's very rare that I take them out in one pass. So I'm starting a slight dive, trying to get a little bit of a second pass, or third pass if you count the starting one, and just get a little bit of damage there to his right wing. So loop up and over, just trying to finish off and claim the kill, but from the damage he does hit the ground, and that's kill number 5. That is the ace, and that is it for this game. If you did enjoy the content, please do like, comment and subscribe, but that's all from me. Over and out.